call or a sign call, in general, what should you be saying to prospects so they don't ghost you? Or maybe we're going to be talking about what not to say. You know, the topic today is how to quickly qualify prospects, and the truth is you do not want to quickly qualify prospects. Okay, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're attracting prospects. Everything we teach here at Craig Proctor Nation is about attraction, not about chasing. How many realtors actually turn off the buyer or turn off the seller by immediately going into obtrusive qualifying questions? Okay, they immediately go into qualifying as soon as they get a buyer or seller on the phone or in person. So we're taught to ask them if they've been pre-qualified for financing, or even worse, what's your credit score? How much money do you make? How much money do you have for a down payment? What's your credit history like? This is a massive turnoff to people that you're just meeting. So do not do that. We want to teach you what to say, not only to get buyers and sellers coming to you, but you don't want to turn them off with immediately trying to qualify them. I'll give you an example of this. My wife drives a BMW, and we need to switch the winter tires and the summer tires. So I go down to the dealership in Toronto, and I don't want to drive back and forth. So I'll just wait while you switch the tires from winter to summer. And it was a nice day, so I walked down the street, and there's a Rolls-Royce / Ferrari dealership down the street. So I thought I'll just kill some time. I'll go in and look at these. Now, I could buy one of these cars, but as I go in to the dealership, the Rolls-Royce / Ferrari dealership, I'm stopped by an administrative person who immediately wants to qualify me. Now I'm dressed in a pair of jeans and a t-shirt, so I, don't look like I can afford to buy a Rolls Royce. I get that, but it really turned me off. And this is the lesson. This is how buyers feel when we immediately go into qualifying them. How much money do you make, or if you've been pre-qualified for financing? Basically, what they hear is, do you think I'm worth your time? That's what they hear. It's a turnoff. So that's how I felt when I walked into this high-end car dealership. I felt that the administrative person, not even a salesperson, was basically asking me a bunch of questions, wanting to qualify me so they could decide whether I was worth their time. So I know, again, this is what a lot of the brokers teach you, a lot of the coaches teach you, is immediately, go into these obtrusive qualifying questions. Do not do that. You want to, you get more bees with honey, right? So you want to make sure that you're using the right language to attract prospects, and don't make the mistake of immediately turning them off. Worth your time. Aren't they all worth your time until proven otherwise? So let's do this the right way. Let's make sure that we're making the right offers to buyers and sellers so they come to us in large numbers. Now, once you have somebody, okay, and before you spend a lot of time with them, of course you're going to have them speak to your lender, but you could do a three-way call. You could have your lender on a three-way call, and the way you position this is you explain to the buyer that I'm going to help you get the best financing, not are you worth my time. I'm going to help you get the best financing. Let me get my lender on the line here, and we're going to help you get the lowest interest rate. We'll help you get the lowest monthly payment loan. And once we get you pre-qualified, you'll have a certificate. You'll have pre-qualification papers, and that'll help me negotiate a better deal. It'll help you get the best house for the lowest possible price, because we're proving to the seller that you're a good buyer and the money is there. This is how we do it here. We don't chase them away with immediately saying, are you worth my time? Okay, I mean, that would be like going to into a bar and asking somebody if they want to sleep with you. I don't want to waste my time buying you a drink. I don't know why the real estate industry is taught such ineffective. I mean, you know this. How many of you? Let me know if this makes sense to you. Smash the like button if this makes sense to you, and let me know in the comments. Have you ever been made to feel that way? Have you ever been made to feel that way, where you're made to feel like the establishment or the salesperson is judging you as like, are you worth their time? So we don't want to do this. Now, the question is what are we going to do to attract buyers and sellers? What is going to be your big offer to get them to call you in the first place? So obviously you have to have buyers and sellers to speak to, and then you need to use the right language. So what is your big offer? If I was a buyer and I was speaking to you, what would you say to me to cause me to feel like I should be working with you and only with you? Okay, let me know in the comments, what would your big offer be to buyers? See, typically, we're told to say things that I think you would agree are not that effective, right? Many realtors will talk about how I'm going to email you the houses on MLS that will match your criteria. Now, you know the buyers can do this themselves. They know that they can do this themselves. So if your big offer to buyers is I'm going to set you up on a daily search that the buyer can do on their own, maybe that's why the buyers aren't as interested in working with you as they should be. What else does the typical realtor say to a buyer? They would say, I'm going to represent your best interest. I think you would agree today, a lot of buyers want to represent their own best interest, or at least they want to get as much information on their own as they possibly can. How about you? If you were shopping for a car or some expensive service or product, how many of you would probably do a little bit of research on your own? And if you could buy the thing without having to deal with a salesperson, how many of you might do that? For example, how many of you buy your own stocks? You've got an app on your phone, you buy your own stocks. Maybe you don't believe that the stockbroker has your best interests in mind. How many of you might want to visit the car dealership when the car dealership is closed? You might want to look around a little bit. That maybe you don't believe as a consumer that the car salesperson has your best interest in mind. How many of you, when you're booking a vacation, might want to do some research on your own, and you might want to go to Expedia, right, or Travelocity, and you might want to just book it yourself? So buyers know that they can get the information on the houses that are on MLS on the internet. They can set up their own searches. So if your big pitch to buyers is, I'm going to send you what you can find on your own, it's going to fall on deaf ears, right? If your big pitch is, I'm going to represent your best interest, now think about this. Now that the buyers have access to the houses on MLS, they know which real estate agent has the house listed. So if your big argument with buyers is, I'm a great negotiator and I'm going to represent your best interest and I'm going to get you a better deal, how many of the buyers are thinking, you know what? I think I could probably get a better deal without you. If I went directly to the listing agent, I can probably save 1 or 2 or 3% by going directly to the listing agent. So here's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about what you're saying in your ads, whether they be on Facebook or Instagram or in print or wherever you're running them. Are you every day getting buyers and sellers contacting you? Now, the reason I'm focusing on buyers, because I know a lot of you want listings. Understand the easiest way to get listings is to get the person that owns the house, the seller, to respond first as a buyer. Okay, that makes sense, right? Like if somebody offered you more money than your house is worth, you may not take that offer because you don't know where you're going to go. If somebody offered you money for your car right now, a really good price for your car, you probably wouldn't sell your car until you had another car. So the natural thing, the way this works, is before somebody lists their home for sale, before they put it up for sale, they're thinking about where would I go to next. So that's how we're going to get listings, is we're going to be running ads targeting move-up buyers. These are people that own a house that want to buy a bigger home. So we're going to get the person that owns a home to respond as a buyer. Now that means we need to have the right offer in the ad. So the offer can't be just a picture of a house, because a picture of a house can be eliminated, right? That's another thing they teach us to do in real estate, is they teach us to advertise one of our listings, right? That's what you're doing. You're doing what they told you to do. What's the problem with advertising one of your listings? It's easy for the buyer to eliminate it. If the buyer looks at the picture of the house, they don't like it, they don't even contact you. If they contact you, you tell me in the comments below, What, in all the years you've been in real estate, what percentage of the buyers, when you get an ad call or a sign call, what percentage of the buyers say, oh my God, this is the house of my dreams, and they buy it? What percent? 1%, 2%? So we're doing something that today we all agree doesn't even work that well. But the crazy thing is we keep doing it anyway. Smash the like button if you agree with this. I have a better approach for you here today, folks. Instead of offering something that hardly anyone wants, something that has tiny, narrow appeal, like what you happen to have. And what if you have no listings? Then you're out of business, right? What if when I first got into real estate, my listings sucked, right? The only people that would list with me are people that had 2-bedroom homes where the in-ground pool should have been filled in 30 years ago. Those were the kind of listings I was getting. But I was told you have to advertise what you have. No. You want to advertise what people want. Don't be enslaved with what you have, and make a universal offer, not a tiny little narrow offer. What if you have a 3-bedroom and they're looking for a 4-bedroom? You know what they say to you on the phone? Oh, thank you very much, but I'm looking for a 4-bedroom. I want to teach you how to offer something that buyers really, really want that they can't get on their own, okay, and it's not offered by other real estate agents. What if instead of saying to the buyer, hey, are you working with an agent, or have you been pre-qualified for financing? All these obtrusive questions. Instead of doing that, what if you said to the buyer, hey, do you know that some of the best homes don't even make it to the open market? I can get you access to unlisted and off-market properties, to pre-market properties, homes that are not even on the market yet. These are sellers that want to sell, but they haven't yet listed their home for sale. You would literally be the only buyer that would know about these properties. Have you noticed that a lot of the houses on the internet seem to be overpriced or picked over? Do you know that some of the best deals never even make it to the open market? Would you like to get exclusive access, proprietary access to homes that nobody else knows about? It's absolutely free of charge. There's no obligation to do anything at all. Would you like to just start getting some information? Because obviously you want to find a place before you put your home up for sale. If you said that, almost every buyer that hears that would say, yeah. You see, what we're offering is something that the buyer doesn't know how to get on their own, which is pre-market properties. Now, we can also talk about new construction homes. We could talk about distress sales. We could talk about bank foreclosures. Now, before you judge this idea, because you don't know how to do it, right? I understand, you don't know how to do it, or maybe you think these are pocket listings. No. This is not about pocket listings. In fact, you're not sending them a list of homes. This is not about you offering a list of homes. When the buyer says, yeah, I'd be interested in that, here's how it works. You ask the buyer, well, tell me what you're looking for. And they tell you, this is the price range, this is the neighborhood that I'm looking for. Now, what we're going to teach you is how to use exclusive target marketing to go to that neighborhood. It's basically a letter that we're going to send out on behalf of the buyer, and you're explaining that you have a buyer. You can even have their name, not their last name, but their first names in the letter. And you have a buyer, Steve and Shelley, that are looking in this area. In fact, they've asked me to send this letter out to the neighborhood here because they really don't want to live in any other area. In fact, they may be willing to pay a premium for your house because they really like your area. Now, my buyers, Steve and Shelley, are very flexible on possession date. So you could take your time moving out. I could even help you find another home by, helping to do for you what I'm doing for Steve and Shelley. I could send a letter out to the neighborhoods you're interested in to find unlisted and off-market properties. But they're really motivated. They've been fully qualified for financing. They're flexible on possession date. This may be your opportunity to sell your home for the most amount of money in this marketplace, and it would all be done very quickly. No for sale sign. You wouldn't have to prepare your home for sale, virtual tours. You could avoid all that. So if you might be interested in finding out more about this opportunity and more about my buyers, just give me a call, or you can text me or email me, whatever you want your call to action to be. Okay, now, if you did this, okay, and you actually sent the letter out to the neighborhood they're interested in, let's call the neighborhood Glenway Estates. There's about 300 or 400 homes there. If you do this using our proprietary letter, you will have 3 or 4 homeowners. They're not sellers yet. They're just people that own a home in Glenaway Estates that are curious. Now, they might be skeptical, right? They might contact you and say, is this some kind of trick to get my listing? No. You have buyers. You see, the ad that I give you, okay, you're going to run for free on Facebook Marketplace, $0. That's how you get the buyer. You're getting the buyer because you're not advertising a house, you're offering a service. Okay, we call it the Craig Proctor VIP Home Finder Service, right? It's a service. And you'll find that by offering a service to find them exactly what they want, the service can't be eliminated, right? The house can be eliminated. Oh, you've got a 3-bedroom, I want a 4-bedroom, right? Oh, you've got a 2-story, I want a 1-story. No. We're offering what it is that buyers want. They can't get it anywhere else. They can't find it on their own. This is something not being offered by any other real estate agent. How many of you would like more information on how to do this? As you know, I coach more millionaire agents than any other coach, trainer, or guru. I have agents that have been with me for 25 years. Some of the top agents in the country, agents making over $1 million in gross commission income every month. Okay, I've got dozens of those from all over the United States and Canada. Do you think you could learn something today from them, from me, on how to do this? I'll tell you, in real estate, the more money you make if you do this right, the less work you do. Okay, this is scalable. You have to have the business that's scalable. So this ad that we're talking about, do you know that I could run it anywhere in the United States and Canada? I could run this ad in Florida. I could run this ad in California. I could run this ad in Montreal or Vancouver, and I could be generating buyer leads, and I could refer those leads out to local real estate agents, and I could show you how to make more money just on referrals than what you're making right now, because it's marketing and it's scalable. Take this campaign and run this in 8 different cities, including yours. Maybe you don't want to sell real estate anymore. Maybe you just want to collect a lot of referral income like my top members do. You get to decide. You see, this is the advantage of learning from a coach that actually made millions of dollars selling real estate. You tell me, find me another coach anywhere in the United States or Canada that sold more houses than Craig Proctor. What's their name? Let me know in the comments. Is there a coach you've heard of that has sold more than 10,000 homes? Is there any other coach you've heard of that was the number 1 RE/MAX agent in the entire world within 36 months of having their license? Because if there is, you should go get coached from them. I would do that. If you can find somebody that has a more impressive track record as a real estate agent in the years that you should be coached by them. Find a mentor that successfully has done what you want to do. You want to know what's going on today, folks? Anybody that can spell the word coach says they're a coach. You see the nonsense that's being taught. A lot of them are teaching the same old stuff that's been taught to agents for the last 30 or 40 years. If it's a prospecting, door-knocking coach and you approach them and say, I want to do better, you know what they're going to tell you. Well, go knock on more doors. Oh, that's genius, right? If they're a brand advertising, image advertising coach, you say to them, I want to make more money in real estate in 2023. You know what they'll say? Well, you got to buy more billboards with your face on, and you should get a picture of your dog, or if you're into golf, you should do more pictures of you and your golf clubs, right? Or if they're a buyer referral coach, they're like, well, you need to go pester more of your friends and family for referrals. No. I'm not going to teach you or tell you ever to do more. I don't want you to do more. I want you to earn more, but I want you to do less because you're using smart, modern marketing. There's a reason why so many people follow Craig Proctor. Take a look right now. We've got about 18,000 people that follow this. If you're not following my page, make sure you like this for sure, okay? Because you'll start to get my content as I go live. You got to admit, this is good stuff, right? This is something that costs you $0. I'm talking about you running ads for $0 on Facebook Marketplace. How many of you have $0? $0. How many of you could, it's not a lot of technology, right? It's a stamp. You just send it, put a stamp on a letter, and you send the letter out to the neighborhood. The buyer literally tells you what they're looking for. Yeah, I'm looking at Glenway Estates. I want a 2-story home between this price range and that price range. Okay, now you might have some questions. Well, how do I find the names and like street addresses of the people that live in that area? We've got that figured out. Okay, what do I say to the homeowners who receive the letter and they say, hey, I got your letter. Is this a real deal or some trick to get my listing? No, we really have buyers, husband and wife, Steve and Shelley. They're from out of town. They really like Glenway Estates. We coach you up on exactly what to say. Now, I know a lot of you are like, well, you might be thinking, there's other agents or other companies, investors, all marketing that they have a buyer for the house. Yes, but this is different because the way we've crafted the marketing, okay? And the truth is, you really do have a buyer. You can talk in specifics about your buyer, can't you? If I teach you for $0 how to get buyers, you've got a real buyer. I am in no way suggesting that you send communication out to homeowners saying you have a buyer when you don't have a buyer. I want to teach you how for $0 to get the buyers and then how to market the buyer to the community, the neighborhood they want to live in. You could even have specifics like Steve and Shelley, they moved here from Las Vegas. Steve's been transferred into the area. They have 2 kids. They have teenage years. And that's why they're looking for a 4-bedroom. It's important they have a fenced yard because they have a dog, right? You can talk in specifics. This is not a ploy or a trick to get their listing. In fact, we're not even listing the house, right? When the homeowners call us, we're not trying to get their listing. We're simply saying, can we come over and look at the house? Now, if the house is a match, then we're going to bring our buyers through, but not until we have a commission agreement in place. We're not listing it. It's a commission agreement, just like if you were working with a buyer and you wanted to sell them a FSBO, you would use a commission agreement. This is just one of dozens and dozens of techniques that I've got to help you, even if you have $0, even if you don't have any listings. You follow Craig Proctor. Let me know, by the way, what marketplace you're in right now. Let me know the city and state that you're in or province that you're in. Let me know in the comments because we have so many referrals going back and forth here in Craig Proctor Nation. The biggest battle for most of you is you're a good agent, right? You know what to do when you're in front of a buyer or seller. You just need more opportunities. Think of a baseball player. Let's say it's the world's greatest baseball player and they could hit the ball out of the park every time they get it to bat. But if they don't get up to bat, if the manager doesn't tap them on the shoulder and they don't get up to bat, it doesn't matter how good they are. They don't have enough at bats. That's the issue for many of you, is you're not getting beat by the competition, you're getting beat by obscurity. People have to know in your area, they have to know who you are, but they also need to understand what makes you different and better. And let me explain what I mean by that. Just because people know who you are doesn't necessarily mean they're going to call you, right? How many of you over the last year or two have had people you know, friends or family or people you know, list their house with another agent? Almost all of us, right? That happens, right? You're like, I can't believe it. This person, a friend of a friend, a cousin, an uncle, they did business. They knew you quite well, but they did business with another agent. So we know that's the proof that just being known, just because someone knows you, doesn't lock it in. It doesn't guarantee they're going to do business with you. We have to go the step further. They have to know not only who you are, but what makes you different and better. Right now, we're offering the Craig Proctor VIP Home Finder service. It's not a house, it's a service. That means you don't have to have any listings at all. You can do this, right? You don't have to have any money. You don't have to have any listings. Can anyone tell me in the comments why you couldn't do this? What would be, other than yourself, because this is a great question, right? I ask agents all the time. I say, hey, tell me who's standing in your way. Who's the number one person that gets in your way of success? And who do you think that is? Of all the people in the world, who do you think the number one person is that holds you back from being successful? Let me know in the comments who you think that is. Right. It's our own issues. It's our paradigms. See, what I teach you is what you're not doing. What I teach you is what you've never heard before. Okay? What we teach you is what is effective. Almost all the success you'll learn inside a Craig Proctor world is we go one way when everyone else is going the other way. Okay? We're pushing against industry norms. What I've just explained to you doesn't even involve the MLS. We're basically going around the MLS, right? You're getting buyers inexpensively for free to contact you. We're not even involving the MLS. Let the other agents work on the MLS. Let's just find what buyers want. We'll go directly to the homeowners and we'll find people that want to sell. And then guess what happens? If your buyer that you got for $0 off of a marketplace ad on Facebook, your $0 for free buyer that came to you buys one of these houses. You just double-ended it. How much money would you make? Now, I don't want to get into the whole commission thing because some of you are like, well, if you double-end it, if it's your buyer and you're showing them a house, are you doing it at 2% or 3% or 6%? You charge what you want. This is a convenience for the seller. What are they going to do? They're not going to sell their house to your buyer with a good offer, good closing date. They're going to say no to you, and they're going to call Keller Williams or Remax and pay 5 or 6%. No, this is convenience for the buyer, right? So you're offering something that not only the buyers want, but the sellers want it as well. Some of you might be thinking, well, why would the seller do this? Why wouldn't the seller just list their house on MLS and get a whole bunch of offers? Well, guess what? Because they're not getting a lot of offers right now. That's why. Wouldn't you agree? Houses are not selling like they used to sell. Homes are being reduced right now. Now, why are the house prices coming down? Before a seller reduces their price, what had to happen? They got no offers. They probably got no showings. And so when you get no showings and you're getting no offers, the price is reduced. Sellers see what's going on in the area. So they know the guy down the street's been on the market for 2 months and has dropped his price twice. And all of a sudden they're getting this letter saying, hey, we have someone that might be interested in your home without all the hoopla of listing it. No tours, no Matterport. You don't have to do the open houses. You don't have to have the agent tours. You don't have to go through getting kicked out of your house for months and months. We have a buyer right now. Here's what happens. The sellers are willing to pay you a premium because it's a convenience fee, right? They're willing to pay a premium. Just like when you order stuff on Uber Eats, right? You pay $20 for a sub that you could drive down the street and you could buy it yourself for $8. You don't. You pay $20 because it's convenient. Now, if you want to get coached up on this, why don't you book a call with my team and I? Okay? It's free. Okay? This is good information, right? This, by the way, this presentation cost me $0. I just made a presentation to you that cost me $0, and let me know in the comments if you liked this. It cost you nothing to watch it, $0, and it cost me $0 to do this. Now, some of you are hearing me for the very first time, and you're like, hopefully, you're like, okay, I kind of relate to Craig. He's got good stuff. I just made a presentation about who I am and some of the ideas of some of the ways that I teach agents, and it didn't cost me any money. Would you like me to teach you how to do this? Imagine this. Oh, forgot to unplug my phone. Imagine if I can teach you how to offer really good content in your marketplace to buyers and sellers. So they see you all over the place. See, right now, because you've watched this, Facebook has automatically pixeled you. You understand what pixeled means, right? There's a code. It's like I have this secret list now of all the real estate agents in the country that have watched Craig Proctor. Like 300,000 agents over time have watched my stuff. So whenever I want, I can send a presentation like this out to 300,000 agents. But you could do this. Think about this. You know more about the subject of real estate than the prospects in your marketplace. Why are we all nervous about going on video and creating good content, educational-based content? Think of all the things that you could be talking about. You could do a video, how do I buy a house when I already own a home? How do I get the lowest interest rates? How do I pass a home inspection if I'm thinking of selling? What are the 5 biggest mistakes that homeowners in our town make? You could create these educational videos, right? We're going to host them on Facebook and YouTube. People that watch them will be pixeled. And then we're going to create a secret list. And your prospects, and only prospects are going to watch this, right? Like, imagine if someone was a plumber right now. Do you think they'd be watching me? What are we in on this now? We're on this for like a half an hour. Do you think a plumber would be watching this? No, only real estate agents are watching this, right? The type of information I want to teach you to offer would only be of real interest to real buyers and sellers. So this is how we're going to do it. A lot of agents today, here's what they believe. Well, I got to make 1,000 phone calls to my Zillow leads to what? Get 5 people to answer the phone? How many of you agree the buyers and sellers are not answering the phone? Let's be real. The buyers and sellers, it's very difficult to get them on and when you do get them on the phone, what do they say to you? They say to you, I didn't do that. We're not interested. I already have an agent helping me. I'm walking into a meeting. I'm in the middle of dinner. They blow you off. Because the calls are unwanted, right? So the secret is, since they don't pick up the phone and our calls are unwanted, why don't we do this? Why don't we offer things to cause buyers and sellers to contact us? Since we can't call them, we got to get them to call us. So back in the day, we believed we needed to call hundreds of people. Why? So we could maybe talk to 4 or 5 of them, so we could convince them to get over to their kitchen table, so we could explain to them what we do and how good we are. You don't need to do that today, right? I just did a presentation to you. I'm not sitting at your kitchen table. Thousands of real estate agents will watch this. Same for you. So give me a few ideas in the comments below. What do you think you're an authority on? What could you start creating educational-based videos on today? Let me know in the comments some ideas. Let me get the creative juices going here. How many of you, and by the way, if this makes sense and you haven't liked this page, smash the like button, maybe give me a little heart if this is making sense, right? So I want to know what you guys like. And by the way, if you want to book a call with me and my team, if someone could type in proctorcall.com, okay, all one word, proctorcall.com, just like what it says here, proctorcall.com. You can book a call. Doesn't cost you any money. It's not a sales pitch or anything like that. We'll ask you a bunch of questions about your business. And if this makes sense to you, we'll tell you what we can do to help you. And if it doesn't make sense, then you just keep doing what you're doing. The call with me is free. Watching this is free. The easiest way for Craig Proctor to absolutely 100% prove to you that I can help you is just to help you, to pay it forward, just like I'm doing today. So, how many of you believe that if you met with a seller, that you have enough knowledge that you could give the seller some free ideas, or at least inexpensive things, to help them sell their home for the most amount of money? Inexpensive tips, okay? Things that are free, things that don't cost a lot of money. What would those things be? Let me know in chat, what type of inexpensive things could a homeowner do to enhance the value of their home? Maybe sell their home for $6,000 or $8,000 or $10,000 more. Some of you are saying like, well, they could paint the house. You got purple walls, you can paint it. They could clean the carpets, or maybe the carpets need to be replaced. They could move the furniture around. They could do a little bit of landscaping. But how many of you honestly agree, in your heart, you honestly believe that you have the expertise to, for $0 or not much money, you could help the seller do these inexpensive things to sell their home for $6,000 or $8,000 or $10,000 more? Why don't we just create a video? You could do that. You know this stuff, right? We have to get beyond our insecurities about, like, I don't like how I look, or I look old, or I don't like the sound of my voice. Look, this is how you sound when you meet with buyers and sellers anyway, right? It's about getting the greatness of you, okay? You're a good person. We've got to get people to know who you are, Okay, we've got to be able to explain what makes you different and better, and people will connect with you. Now, will all the people connect with you? No. Maybe some people watching this don't care for me. That's okay. Lots of agents will. You're not looking to be it for everybody, but you're going to find your voice. And the more of this content you do, number one, the better you're going to become at it. And then people are going to see you over and over again, because once they watch the videos that you create on Facebook, they're pixeled, and then they start to see you all over the place. Like right now, how many of you start to see me all over the place? How many of you are here today and you don't even know why you're here today? Because you stumbled at some time upon Craig Proctor Marketing. Okay, you started watching some of my stuff. Facebook automatically pixels. Okay, it's not something I had to do. Facebook automatically does it. So now I have a secret list of all the real estate agents that have watched my stuff. Now, if you like this and you keep getting my content over and over again, at some point, if I'm coming at you with really, really good stuff and you're implementing it, it's actually working and it makes total sense, is there a better chance that you may eventually, someday, perhaps, become a client of Craig Proctor? Absolutely. This is what I want to teach you to do, but we got to have the right offer. So remember, our topic here today was how to quickly qualify prospects and compel the best ones to meet with you. But the real truth is, we don't want to quickly qualify them. We do not want to do that. Forget what you were taught to do by the broker. Do not immediately go into qualification mode, because it makes the buyer feel like you're asking, are you worth my time? Okay, you don't want them to feel that way. I think all of you have probably felt that way from time to time. I remember when we first moved to Florida, my wife and I were looking for furniture. And, we just come back from the beach. So I've got a pair of shorts on and probably flip-flops and a t-shirt. And we went in this real high-end furniture store. And it's funny, the salespeople, they're all snitty. It's like, well, hang on a minute. You don't own the high-end furniture store. You just work here. But, oh yeah, they have this attitude and asking a whole bunch of obtrusive, qualifying questions that made me and my wife, the buyers, feel very uncomfortable. It made us feel like we're not welcome here. Okay? They were trying to qualify us immediately. It's a huge turnoff. So don't do that. Instead, lead with an offer that buyers want, that they can't get on their own, and it's not being offered by any other agent. Say this with me, folks. Would you like to get access to unlisted, off-market, pre-market properties? It's absolutely free of charge, and you're never obligated to do anything. Our list also includes, if you're interested, new construction homes. We can also get access to bank foreclosures, distress sales, and vacant properties. Simply tell me what you're looking for, the neighborhood, the price range, some of the features, and we'll use our specific target marketing. We'll go to that neighborhood and we'll find homeowners that haven't even yet listed their home for sale. You will literally be the only buyer that knows about it. Oh, by the way, it costs you $0 to do this. Would that interest you? If you said that, how many buyers would say, yeah, man, I'm all in? Versus saying, I can email you the homes that you can find on the internet. I've been in real estate for 17 years. The balloon here, that's my logo. Our brokerage is the best brokerage in the area. I'm a really good negotiator. I have a lot of integrity. That's what we're taught to say. Look, I know you have integrity. I know you're a good agent. But if you sound the same as everybody else, and if what you're offering, like you might think it's a good offer, but the real test is, do the buyers think it's a good offer? Well, you tell me. Do you have dozens of buyers contacting you every single day? If you don't, then you're not doing the right things. The buyers are out there. We cannot say, oh, the market is tanked and there's no houses selling. No, I'm sorry. Go to MLS and do a search. How many homes have sold in your market in the last 30 days? Homes are selling. They're just not selling with you. So let's get you coached up on what that offer needs to look like so they want to do business with you and only with you. Folks, that's how I did it. That's how I became the #1 agent in North America. Not number 2, not number 3. Now I get it. I don't have my own reality TV show, but I'm just like you. I'm in an ordinary marketplace. I don't sell $10 million homes. My marketplace is not Hollywood, okay? This is what's real. And I hope you understand that I can help you because I do understand you. I have sold over 10,000 homes. I know what it's like to be out at midnight and to come back home tired and exhausted with nothing to show for it. I know what it's like to knock on doors, to chase for sale by owners, expired listings. I've done all that before. I know what it's like to lose in real estate. I know what it's like to start to win. I know what it's like to give your whole life up to real estate. I know what it's like to work as a solo agent. I know what it's like to work as a team. I know all the frustrations of growing your team. I also know what it looks like when you build this right. You don't have to reinvent the wheel here, folks. Everything that you want to do in your real estate career, I've done it. And so have thousands of other Craig Proctor System members from all over the United States and Canada. All you have to do is be a good copier. How many of you are interested in this? Let me know in the comments. Are you open-minded to having a free call with me? $0. Just a free call. We have a conversation. How many of you would agree? That's where all good things start, with a communication, with communication, right? So how would this work? You go to proctorcall.com. You're going to see my calendar. It's an Acuity calendar, and it'll have the days and times I'm available. You pick a day that works for you. And then we get to know you. There'd be a questionnaire that you fill out, like, how many years you've been in real estate, how many homes did you sell, what are you doing? I need to know a little bit about you. It would be a useless call if I know nothing about you. I'd have to start all over, and we would waste time on the call. So I'm going to have you answer a few questions. Then I know about you. I'm prepared for this. I know what city you operate in. I know about you and your marketplace, your history, and I know your goal. Okay, so watch this. You know where you are right now, right? Financially, the number of transactions, you know where you are, you know all your frustrations, but you also have hopes and dreams and desires, right? You have goals. So here's the question. Let's say you're selling 20 homes a year and your goal is 50 homes a year. Why are you not already there? What is holding you back? If you want to do 50 and you're only doing 20, what are the obstacles? That's what our conversation is going to be about. Let me enlighten you. This was enlightening, right? How many of you learned something new today? Okay, let me know in the comments. Did you learn something new today? Right? I don't want to teach you what you already know. I want to teach you what you don't know that's really working for the millionaire agents that I work with. You didn't come here today. You're not still watching me to learn how to knock on doors or make cold calls or sit in open houses. You want to learn smart, modern marketing. You want to learn approaches that are working for the top agents. So book your call. Go to proctorcall.com right now. I've got about 8 spots left. You see when you go there, about 8 spots left. Book those calls now. First come, first serve. Cost you $0. What do you got to lose? Oh, I think this might be a big sales pitch. No, I don't need your money. If you want to work with me, then we'll do that. Okay? If you don't want to work with me, I don't want to have failures in my program. Some of you have a spark inside of you, right? You've got a burning desire to do more. That's why I want to book a call. If you're the type of agents like, well, you know what, I wouldn't really do anything with good information anyway. Yeah, please don't do that. Please don't book the call, because if you know you're not actually going to implement anything that we talk about, then you'd be wasting your time and my time. So what have we learned here today? We've learned that the approach right from the get-go, the offer that we make, okay, in our advertising is either going to cause a lot of buyers and sellers to come to us, or it's going to repel them. If you're offering the same thing as everyone else is offering, you're not going to stand out. Nobody is going to come and ask for your help to learn how to find homes on the internet. Okay, it's not 1985 anymore. Everybody knows there's like 17 different portals they can go to, and they can do their own search in the middle of the afternoon, sitting on their couch at home. They don't need a real estate agent. So if that's your big offer to buyers, is I'm going to send you the homes that you can find on your own, forget about it. If you're going to talk about how great you are, and you're going to talk about how I represent your best interest, no. They want to represent their own best interest, just like you. That's why you look online yourself. It used to be If you and I wanted to know whether it was a good restaurant, we used to have to go to the restaurant and actually eat there. Now we can just we just search online and read the reviews, and we'll know whether the food or the service is good. Do you know that the battle for the agent is being won online? It used to be, here's what the seller had to do. The seller had to call 4 or 5 agents, and they would all come over to their kitchen table, and one after another, they would do their listing presentation, and then the seller would decide, okay, who do we like? But today, the sellers can see what you do online, right? Just like we're doing right now. You're going to have a jump on all the other agents because they already know who you are. They already know your services. They already know what makes you different and better. And perhaps they just call you and say, come and get me. Okay, so the research is being done before the kitchen table. It's being done online. I hope you guys have enjoyed this today. Remember, let me know the city, the marketplace that you operate in. Why? So we can get referrals out. We have tens of thousands of agents in Craig. And if you haven't already turned on notifications, by the way, do that. Turn on notifications, like this, and you can share this, by the way, with other agents that you think this might help. Maybe share it with your broker, right? Your broker owner wants to help the other agents in the office. But thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate the opportunity to present to you here today. And for those of you that booked a call, we'll see you on the other side. Take care, and we'll see you next time. This is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor. This is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are 2 important things, and both are totally free. Number 1 is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're going to see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's going to let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.